Hi, this is Fred. I want to welcome everybody to the call today. Today we have a unique guest was on our call back in August. His name's David, and he was dealing at the time with a PTSD issue, post-traumatic stress disorder. You may remember that call, or go back and listen to it at the recording. I'd just like to turn it over to David. David, you've been taking Nubicom since August the 6th, more or less. Would you tell us what you think about it?
Well, I came to Mr. Reggie wanting some help because I was going through a bunch of different issues. I came over from the Army, and I was going through that transition into civilian world. Plus, I was going through a divorce, and I felt lonely, depressed, a lot of anxiety, a lot of suicidal thoughts. I mean, I had all kinds of stuff rambling around upstairs. So I got with Mr. Reggie, and he told me about this Nubicom and told me how it worked and how many doses I needed to take and how long it would take, into effect. Well, I started taking it, and within 3 weeks, it just hit me all of a sudden, out of nowhere. Felt great, felt focused, nothing bothered me. I mean, it was just overwhelming. I mean, and this is coming from an alcoholic, too, because I do drink occasionally, really bad, before I got with Mr. Reggie, because that's one of the things that helped me struggle through it was the alcohol. It would help me suppress what I was feeling. It would help me not worry about things so much. And once it did hit me, it's like I didn't need any alcohol anymore. I didn't need nothing else but this. And this is how I feel today.
One of the things that I'd like David to do would be to share with you some of his experience. Not so much the gory things, but, where he was, and you can surmise from the facts that, that he tells you he was in, David, tell him where you were with this.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Okay, first I was in Hawaii. From Hawaii, we were there about a year, and then I got shipped over to Afghanistan. I was there for 12 months, and then I came back to Hawaii. Then once I came back to Hawaii, we left and went to Colorado Springs. Well, I was there for about a year training with those guys, and then I went to Iraq for 15 months. Now, I didn't know about any PTSD or any kind of problems that I might have or anything like that. I didn't know what to look for, what the signs were, anything. But I knew when I got back from Iraq that there was something wrong. I knew that I couldn't sleep at night, toss and turn. I was always on guard. I couldn't let my guard down. I was just all hyped up, hypertension or, whatever the term is. It just wouldn't go away. So I talked to my squad leader, talked to my platoon sergeant. Then I went to sick call and got on some medicine from one of the, Cedar Crest in Colorado Springs.
He went to a psychiatric hospitalization, and that then they got him ready to go to Korea, and they discontinued everything, didn't they?
Yeah, I couldn't get any help after that because I wasn't seeing my therapist. I wasn't getting my medicine. And the medicine they had me on was Zoloft, and they had me on Ambien for sleeping. But I told them I didn't want any more Ambien because that stuff's not good for you at all. Because I didn't go to sleep. Well, my mind went to sleep, but my body didn't. And I woke up the next day with burns on my hands because I was cooking bacon in the kitchen. Didn't know anything about it.
Mm.
So, and the Zoloft has side effects that Nubicom doesn't have. Nubicom is all natural, where the Zoloft is psychoactive.
Psychotherapeutic, yeah.
The best thing for me is to be around people. Once I was a truck driver, I wasn't around people all the time, and I was working crazy hours,
right.
And that doesn't allow me to be around people, but the job I have now allows me to be around people, talk to people, interact with other people, and it gets me out of the shell that I was in as a truck driver or as with this PTSD, where I withdrew from everybody and just kind of secluded myself. Well, now it gives me an opportunity to venture out and, just be around people and feel better about myself and what I'm doing. And I got more time at home on weekends, so that helps out. So I think this is a good opportunity for me. But other than that, when I left Korea, I came home, and I was in Korea for 15 months, and my marriage started to deteriorate over that time. And she wanted to split up with me. She wanted to split, and I tried to talk her out of it, and I did. And when I came home, she gave me another opportunity. But I think the fact that I was gone so much and so much time had elapsed, that and the fact that I was coming out of the military and coming into the civilian world played a huge role in how I was feeling and what I was going through. So once the divorce hit, after 6 months of being at home, I lost my job, I lost my house, I lost everything that I established and worked for, and it felt like I didn't accomplish anything, like I had to start all over again with this new life. And I did, basically, is what I had to do. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure there's other people out there that's had to go through that. And then that's when I found Mr. Reggie, because I called around and I needed to talk to somebody. I needed to find some kind of medication or something that would help me pull through it, because I knew alcohol was not the way to go. And I knew talking to my new girlfriend, or my fiance, or my wife now, she can only do so much, because she didn't know what I was going through. So, and this is where I'm at today. It's all worked out.
This is Fred. What a powerful story, David. I just have one question. If someone that was in the position that you were in when they came back and had PTSD and was suffering from it, what would you say to them?
Well, first I would talk to them and find out what's going on in their lives. I would try to relate as much as I could to them, because that's where what y'all talking about, cops talk to cops, soldiers talk to soldiers. It's all about, how you can relate to them. And that's what it's all about. How can you relate to them? I'd find out their problems, see what's going on. And then I would tell them that any medication that they're on, I wouldn't say drop it immediately, but I would say kind of wean yourself off of it and see about trying this Nubicon, because I talked to another guy. Matter of fact, my boss, I gave him a bottle, I think, 3 weeks ago to try it, because he has problems sleeping. He has problems with paranoia. He's had, 9 neck surgeries, I think, and they got him on all kind of painkillers and morphine and all this other stuff. And I gave him my story, and I told him, how Nubicon has helped me, and he said that he wanted to try it. So I gave him a bottle. He hasn't started yet, because he just had a new baby that was born, I think, last week or week before last, and he, all his time is tied up right now. But I think once he has taken it and he sees the results, he'll come back for more. But yeah, that's how I would do it, or that's how I would talk to a soldier, is, find out their problems, see what I could do to help, and then introduce them to Nubicon and tell them my story. See if I can relate to them that way.
Yeah, David, I just wondered, do you feel like you're going to be able to get off of the prescription drugs? You're going to be able to cut back on them soon?
What do you mean by prescription drugs? I haven't taken those in 2 years, I think. The only thing I'm on now is Nubicon. That's it. And in combination with that, you have to eat. See, my problem as a truck driver is I couldn't eat enough. Just taking the product by itself just doesn't do it justice. You have to get out there and eat 3 meals a day along with the Nubicon, and that is what kicks it in for me, in my experience. But my feelings and emotions as far as before Nubicon was a black hole. That is probably the best way I could describe it, is a black hole. I felt like I couldn't climb out of it. I felt suicidal. I felt on edge. I felt always in fight or flight mode, when none of that was happening around me. Nothing. It just come out of nowhere. And sometimes it would feel like that all the time. Anytime I wake up to the time I went to bed. That's how I felt. That's why I had to seek out, somebody to talk to or some kind of medication that I needed to take to help me with it.
And then when you found Becalm, then that sort of filled up the black hole, did it?
Oh, yeah. It pulled me out of the black hole, actually.
Thank you so much for allowing David to talk with y'all today and to record this, and, hopefully it'll do some good. Okay?
Well,
Yeah.
Thanks to David. We really appreciate it. Maybe we can do it again in a few months and continue on with the story. That'd be great.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. The one thing that I would love to see done is that New Becalm and the stories behind it gets all to the vets. The vets need to know about this.
This recording will be available on itrustmyfriend.com/C-calls, CCALLS, all lowercase.
Okay.
You can listen to this call and all the calls online